Welcome to our second Greyhound TV quarantine interview. With me today is Danny Rosenfield, a senior and captain for both baseball and basketball, and he will be heading to Davidson next year to continue playing baseball. Danny, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is I'm excited.
All right, so to start off, let's talk about basketball. You guys obviously had a great season, made it to the postseason, one of the most successful seasons in recent years for Gilman. What do you think about that?
Well, I think the looking back at basketball season, it was definitely a lot of fun to have so much success this year, especially because the program hasn't been we haven't been as strong in conference play the last few years, and Coach Bartz has been ever since he's come, he's trying to build a culture and a strong program, and I think this year he finally got the group to do that with. Everyone was super bought in. We were a very close-knit team on and off the court. So, I mean, every time we got to play together, we just had a good time. And, looking back on it now, it was I wish I didn't take it as much for granted in the moment. But, we had a super fun team. So I think that's a lot of the reason we had so much success.
What do you think was probably your best memory from this season?
There's a ton. It's hard to say. I think one good collective memory that I would have is beginning with. So we played John Carroll with about 3 weeks left in the regular season, and at that point that was like our second game in, and to what ended up being like a 10-game win streak to end the year, up until the playoff game that we lost. And every single game, after the game in the locker room, we would take a team picture all together, and all the coaches would get in it, and everyone just have a great time after the game. So I guess collectively, that's one memory after every single game in that win streak. Everyone was just super lit in the locker room.
I definitely remember the ones on Instagram with Mr. Bartz. Those are probably my favorite pictures I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, those are great. We made a Gilman Hoops Instagram account, and we just threw all those up there.
Those are cool. And then that was you're saying your streak. You're 4-4 to start off the season, and you said 10, 11 games winning going into the postseason. Is that right?
Yeah, we started off I think 3-0 or 4-0, and we got back to 4-4. We had a tough 3 games. I remember we played Glenelg, who was really good this year. We played St. Francis, who was obviously really good. We lost 2 or 3 in a row, and I think at that point last season, I think everyone would have said we had our little run. I think it's going to go downhill from here. But I think the difference this year was people looked around and said this team's better than this. We're not going to let this little losing streak ruin the rest of our season, and we obviously did not let that happen.
And then for baseball, obviously you guys had similar expectations. You had a lot of hype surrounding you guys. What do you think got you the most excited going into baseball season this year?
I think probably every kid on the team could say we've lost in the championship the last 2 years in a row. So going into this season, that was literally the only thing everyone wanted to do. If we could have just skipped through the whole season and then gone straight back to the championship game, everyone was just waiting for that day. So I think we've had some super talented Gilman baseball teams, and this one was, if not the most talented, just as talented as any of the others. But I think this year I think people were even more focused. I think people had even better goals as a team than usual. I think that this year the team was extremely bought in, and you could just see we had a ton of energy in our first 2 games. It was I think it was going to be a pretty exciting year, but it's definitely upsetting that it didn't get to play out. We didn't get a chance to win a championship.
Right. So what have you kind of been doing personally just to grapple with the disappointment of kind of unfortunately losing your senior season of baseball?
In the first few weeks of quarantine, a lot of kids on the team we would meet up at Gilman. We would hit throw. just hang out together. And at first, it really we really believed that we would come back at some point. We were thinking, oh, this will just be a little 3-week break right here. But I mean, as the weeks went by, I think people started to realize like we're probably not coming back no matter what. But personally, I've just been trying to work on a lot of things that usually wouldn't work on mid-season. It's a good time right now to experiment with stuff. Yeah, just trying to practice every day.
Absolutely. How do you think the seniors have kind of been dealing with all this just collectively? Have you guys been talking a lot together as a team, or how's that been working?
Yeah, we've been doing Zoom meetings fairly consistently with the whole team and the coaches. So it's good to see everyone when we do those. We've actually we just started doing that for basketball too, just to go in there and have a good time for an hour and talk. But yeah, I mean, it's I think the baseball ones have been a little more upsetting instead of fun, just because everyone's seen each other and knows like usually this time of year we're right in the thick of things. But I think everyone's still just try to be positive. I think a lot of friendships on the team have gotten even stronger right now, just because people are FaceTiming or Zooming or just talking a lot, which I think is good. But definitely wish we could be playing together.
Definitely disappointing you couldn't get revenge on Calvert Hall this year, but to more happier topics, what are you looking forward to the most as you head off to Davidson next year?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to being with a lot of people there. Part of the reason I chose Davidson was just because all the kids on the team and all the people at the school were all super nice. Everyone seemed to be really accepting, and it was actually pretty similar to like the Gilman community. So I'm excited to be playing with good guys again and be a part of another fun team.
Right, and also a lot of Gilman guys going to Davidson just in general. Am I correct?
Yeah, starting to become more popular. Definitely, Varun Machwari, who was actually on the baseball team before he graduated last year. He was a freshman there this year. He's not playing baseball, but you know, I've communicated with him a lot, so I'm excited to have him as an immediate friend. And then Quinn Balone, who's one of my best friends in the senior class this year, he'll be there with me next year as well. So yeah, I'm excited to have him there with me too. And all the guys that are going there in my class, I've met briefly a few times, and they seem to be really good guys too. So
that's great. All right, well, obviously very disappointing you couldn't have this season at Gilman, but we'll be looking for you next year at Davidson. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be tuning into the broadcast next year.
Absolutely. And then to anyone else watching, want to give a shout out to all of our other GTV projects we have going on right now. If you have any trick shot videos, send those in, and also be on the lookout for another interview, Gilman Esports, and some highlight tapes. So Danny, thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Definitely. Thanks. Appreciate it.